Hey, I'm Novellineal, doing some test plays today. So I'm going to try running a map here, Tokyo Bliss. Looking at my notes here. Okay, so I'm not really sure what feedback you're looking for here. I don't know what Everhood Custom Battles are, so I'll just kind of go for general feedback and we'll go from there. Yeah, a couple things before we get started. It's not egregious, but the jump distance and no jump speed seem a little bit off for expert. Like that's kind of fast for expert, and that's quite long for expert, so it makes your reaction time a little long. It's not horrible. I'll try playing it as it is, but I might have to pull that in a little bit because it's kind of floaty. Reaction time was like 960, which I think for expert you probably more want like in the 750 to 850 range. But we'll try it and kind of see. And then I think like the map checker had some like parity issues and stuff, but we'll kind of see what we get here, because you don't really want that on expert. Oh, yeah, so there's a lot of resets here. Yeah, lots of resets here. Also, you want if you're going to do stacks like that, you want to have the arrow on top of the dot, not the other way around. Okay, yeah, so a couple things here. So, I mean, very short map. But the biggest issues for this, what I'll do is not that it's too hard, but I'm going to slow it down just so I can play. Yeah, so for expert level, you don't typically want resets, especially because like these don't seem like they're planned resets, right? Like there's no bombs, and it doesn't seem kind of techy to me. So that's going to be a big red flag for expert. Yeah, and I think like, with these horizontal notes here, like, so they still have vertical parity. Like a lot of people will think horizontal notes but like, no, like if you're coming up to play a horizontal note, it still has horizontal. So the next one can't be an up and right. And if you're playing up for the next note, then basically the horizontal note plays like a down. So to have the next note be down, is going to be a reset on parity too. So you want to keep that in mind that your horizontal notes still have parity. So you should map accordingly. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'll post a link in the to the map checker, because you definitely need to run through that. A couple other things is I'll be honest, this strikes me as more of a hard difficulty map because of the simplicity of the patterns too, right? Like you're basically only doing the center and then maybe like the middle rows off to the side here. There's no sway. I'm not moving back and forth. I'm just plopped in the center. There's a lot of up and down here in the center and then moving out to the side. That's the kind of thing you would see in more of a hard difficulty map. Expert level maps, should have a lot more variety in the notes, a lot more flow, to make them interesting, right? I'd have to check too, but I also think there was literally no notes in the top row. And I think everything, was the cardinal directions up, down, left, and right. There were no diagonals. So again, that kind of complexity of mapping strikes me as more of a hard level map, especially because like the notes per second isn't particularly high either. So yeah, like I think if you want to call it expert, like we got to flush it out a little bit more and kind of make the patterns a little bit more complicated. And definitely fix the resets. Even if you're doing hard, like even hard level maps should have good parity. It's really only normal and easy that you can kind of get away with parity breaks. And even then they have to be very intentional. Like, so for example, too, if you're going to break parity, like people will automatically reset to kind of the vertical position. So going down and then having your next note be down is a lot more natural for lower level players. Having your note go up and then the next note being up too is really awkward because no players are basically going to reset down unless you actually trigger that with top row bombs, which is not really recommended anyway. Yeah. Like, so that horizontal note had me play blue as up and then the next note was up too. And that was really awkward to play. And certainly not something you want to see. Yeah. Like those are just quite awkward to play. Yeah, so like that might have been literally, there was like a note you went over here. That might have been the only time that you like moved over to the side there. So yeah, I think the timing was good on all the notes, so that's good. But yeah, the biggest things is, especially if you're going to call it expert, you need to fix the parity issues. I would get a lot more variety in the notes, like get some diagonals in there, get some doubles in there that aren't just like the straight up and down in the middle. You know, you can do like some side to side doubles or even better, like with diagonals would be great. At absolute minimum, I think you need to be using the right and the left lanes more often. Like you can move some of the doubles over to those particular lanes. I would get some top row representation. And I think that was it. Did I actually make any notes? What did the map checker say? The map checker also flagged you for stacked bombs. Like, I don't think I can see those when I'm playing. But it did say that needs to be corrected. So just something to watch out for. Okay. Yeah. So like, I hope watching the playthrough helps. Like definitely some stuff that needs to be cleaned up. The timing, like I said, I think felt good. So, you know, that's a big one not having to worry about. But yeah, hope that helps.